Sixth graders, today we're going to talk about adding and subtracting fractions. We've talked a lot about what the numbers mean in the fraction, okay? What does the top number in the fraction refer to? What does the top number refer to?
The numerator?
It's the numerator. It's called the numerator, but what does it tell you? What information does it give you?
It's 5 parts shaded out of something.
Okay, it's the number of pieces, or the number of parts, isn't it? Out of the denominator is the total amount. So it tells you the total amount of pieces, but it also tells you the size of the pieces. Which one has bigger pieces in these two diagrams? 3/4 has bigger pieces, doesn't it? Brett? So, can you do 3/4 minus 5/8 the way this is?
If you maybe find a denominator the same.
Yeah, what are we doing when we're finding the same denominator?
Multiply.
Yeah, we're multiplying, but what are we actually doing with the fraction? What are we making the same?
Denominator?
The denominator, yes. But if the denominator tells you the size of the pieces, then what are we doing by getting the same denominator? Yes? We're cutting the pieces into the same size. Okay? So look, if we cut 3/4 into 8s, how many 8s do we have? We're just cutting the pieces up. So instead of 3, we cut them in 2. And so we have what?
6 8s.
6 8s.
1.
Now we have the pieces the same size, and we can take them away. Okay? So 6 8s minus 5 8s is what, Jared? 1 8, right? Look at this one. 5 8s plus 1 6. What do both of these numbers go into? That's the first question in this, isn't it? What do both denominators go into?
24.
24, right. Raise your hand, please. So, to get this into 24ths, and I like it when you write the problem this way, and then right below it, write the equivalent fraction. That's how I want you to do these. So below the original problem, write the problem with the equivalent fraction. Multiply 5 times 3 and 8 times 3 to get 24ths. And multiply 1/6 by 4 and by 4 to get 4 24ths. And then add them. 19 24ths. Why don't we add the denominators? Why don't we add the denominators, Daria?
Because the denominators how many pieces there are.
No, the numerator is how many pieces there are. Look, there's 15 pieces plus 4 pieces. The denominator just tells you the size of the pieces. These are in 24ths. This is in 8ths. This is in 8ths. Now, it was in 4ths, but we cut it into 8ths. So we didn't make this 48ths. That would be really, really small pieces. Right? The size of the pieces do not change when you add the pieces together, right? Or subtract the number of pieces. That's why you don't add or subtract the denominators. Because this is telling you the size of the pieces. Right? Does that make sense, Daria?
Yeah.
So if we are adding 15 24ths plus 4 24ths, we have 19 pieces that are in 24ths. The size is 24ths. Okay? That's it for our notes. Let's do some practice problems. Oh, wait. Go to your lesson, page 144. Number 1 gives you the fraction bar 1/4 plus 2/3. And it shows it like this. This is another way to show it. 1/4 plus 2/3. This is 1/3, and this is another 1/3. Okay? And then below it, they're going to show you an equivalent fraction in what? What are these sizes in? These are in 12ths, aren't they? Yep. So this is 4/12. What is this in? Oh wait, I'm sorry, this is 3/12. I mixed this up. These are 3/12, those are 4/12. Here we go. So this is 3/12, and this is 4/12, and this is 4/12. Right? So this is 3 plus 4 plus 4. 11. 11/12. Okay. So these are all shaded in, and it represents the common denominator, common size. Okay. Now let's do number 2. Copy these down. These are part of your assignment. 5/8 plus 1/6. Now, here's how I want you to show this. You don't have to draw this arrow, but this is showing you where I want you to write the equivalent fraction, okay? So right below 5/8, we need to change this to an equivalent fraction that has the same denominator. So what do both 6 and 8 go into? That's the first question, right? Look at your notes. To find a common denominator, ask, what do both denominators go into? What do both 6 and 8 go into? Tyler?
24.
24. So, how do we get 24 from 8? 8 times what is 24? Or 24 divided by 8 is 3. We have to multiply this by 3. And we have to multiply this by 4. Recognize this problem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in your notes, isn't it? So that's how you do that one. Write the equivalent fractions right below the fraction you're dealing with. That'll give you enough room, and it shows you which fractions go with which numbers. Okay? Number 3. 5, 6 plus 1/2. What do both numbers go into? 6, right? So we just need to change this one to 6. What is this? 5, 6 plus 3/6 is, Lindsay? How many pieces do we have? 8, 6, right? Is this in lowest terms? No, what can we pull out of both numbers? No. A 2, right? So we can divide 8 by by 2. And 6 by 2 and get 4/3. Sometimes they'll ask you for the mixed number, and sometimes you can just leave it at 4/3. Let's just leave this at 4/3, okay? Not yet. Questions so far? What if you have 3 numbers? Number 32. Yeah. You just find a common multiple of all of them, right? So 1/4 plus 1/3 plus 1/2. Now, right below it, put the equivalent fractions, and what can all of these numbers go into?
Oh, wow.
12, good. And then just add them together, right? Okay. Any questions on using a common denominator? All right. Your assignment is 2 to 32 evens. Okay? 2 to 32 evens.